Gets earthquakes, gets hit. Out comes the army on the nuke.
What went on here with the silence?
The questionable decision making gets help from the teammates.
Yeah, it might go down, but let me ban for that. As he got a little bit overconfident and overstayed his welcome. Body Hunter's going to be absolutely assaulted by all that is huge. But three people on Toronto Unlimited are suffering from DOT.
Right, off the jump that rotation, Nicky's gonna fall for it and immediately gets collapsed on.
I think that's
this is not good. That's a double kill. Now Spade's in a very bad situation. He actually managed to find the totem to save his life that we've talked about in pregame. He is in such a bad situation right now. And he's just taking so much damage. He might be able to make a double here. He actually does.
Oh my god.
And he
Oh, the
finds
dream.
it, and now he's
going now. He's getting taken out. Island knows his lunges.
What? No way. Oh my god,
Cat.
you actually got that.
What an amazing bait. Cat, what is that? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Awesomenauts Rumble Scrim Show. My name is Mr. Pillow, and I am here with my buddy Uber Rancy. How you doing, Uber?
Hello, I am doing good, ready for the 7th episode of the Scrim Show. We've got a couple of scrims today, and it is good to be here and get started with some commentary casting.
Indeed. Lucky number 7 should be a great show. That's how that works, I do believe. So with that said, a couple quick reminders. I spent a lot of time redesigning the info panels right below where I'm pointing, and by a lot of time I mean probably like an hour, I don't know. But all our social media links there, Twitter and stuff, and our brand new website, which you should totally check out. It's like the easiest, most organized way to find all our videos and stuff. But another way to find an organized video is if we, God, I'm not even good at these transitions anymore, is if we were to go ahead and get into the first match. I feel like Robin Scherbalski, if any of y'all watch How I Met Your Mother, and like whenever she had to watch television, she had to do all those terrible puns, or read the teleprompter, Anyways, our first draft of the day is going to be Holosam and Nikki versus Yellow, Tolkai, and Jelly. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know. Type who you think is going to win in the chat. All you got to do is type red team or blue team. It's that simple. It's that easy. And there's no special command. If you guess correctly, after the match, you will be eligible for a giveaway. You have until the gameplay begins to get your guesses in. So going through this draft, we got the red team. They're banning out Penny, deadlifting Ksenia. We am picking up a Scolder, Genji, and Coco. And the blue team going to be banning out Benny, Swiggins, and Clunk. And picking up Jimmy, Ted, and Froggy G. How are you feeling about these comps, Uber Rancy?
Well, it's Serona, big old map, big old mid, and it's got the potential to be a really long game because that's just how Serona is in sort of the 3 main competitive maps, because most people don't play AI Station or Starstorm competitively, and Serona just tends to be a stallier map because of how big it is and how it's only got 3 turrets. It's just kind of hard to push everything, and both teams, their pushes, Coco's good at clearing. You've got Genji, who has some potential to counter-initiate and, use that blessing in order to get into the turrets. I personally, I think that Holosam and Nikki's team is actually going to be a bit stronger. You got the Genji pick, which is just such a good pick, especially against Heavy Burst, which is definitely what the blue team here, what YOLO, Tolki, and Jelly have. Like, you've got like the airstrike, you've got the dash, tornado, you've got missiles, you just got Lux in general with like the auto attacks as well. But really here, there's also like, you've got like Skull. Nikki is probably going to be playing the Skull, and if you even watch like the Skull Showdown or any matches with Nikki, he's really good at Skull. And then you've also got the Genjis.
Just
really?
I thought that throw that on there.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's different. But yeah, you're gonna have like the Genji Cocoon into throw, and then Coco's gonna have a decent amount of damage, and Skull does good damage too once you get oily and maybe some auto attack damage, throw damage, whatever. A little later in the game, I think the picks here are slightly in favor of the of Hala, Sam, and Nikki's team. Though there's a lot of damage on the blue team there. If they can, red team. I'm not sure. I'm like reading like the stream and the draft page are different colors, but either way, there's just so much damage from Ted, Froggy, and Lux. And even though it's Serona, it's a bigger map, and I'm not so sure about the Ted pick. Maybe it's going to be so much damage that if they can get past the counter initiation, not get picked off one by the Skull and the Genji and the Coco, just that combo, then it could work out for them. Just because they got so much damage and structure damage, but we'll have to actually get into that match to see. So, are you ready to get into this first match?
Let's do it, my friend. I am at the 12-second mark. Would you like to give us a countdown?
Absolutely. All right, 12-second mark. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off. And on the red team, you got Sam playing your Genji. You got Nikki playing the Coco, and you got Hala Hala Dala Dala playing the Skoldier. On the blue side of things, you got Yellow playing Jimmy and the Lux 5000. You got Tokai playing his signature Temic Paint, and Jelly playing Froggy G. And immediately there is going to be nice Cocoon landing out from Sam. Not any real follow-up going to happen. He's just smacking that paddle, trying to find some nice poke in, trying to get the lightning ball going. There's going to be a nice Cocoon off the jump, but the airstrike is going to be a whiff. No one necessarily going in to commit yet. There's some Monarch Blessing, not really going to be taking any damage from it. Blue team going in, they're trying to find some damage, but they're not landing that much of their stuff. There's going to be a lightning ball that's coming out. Everyone's getting a little bit chipped. No one's actually, I would consider to be hurt here, except for Sam. He's taking a barrage of missiles from Yellow, but in the process, he's going to be taking some residual damage back from Nikki. Jelly going to be taking the DOT. He's going to be backing up a little bit, and now the control of the map is going to fall into the red hand. Oh,
Yeah.
and that's going to be a Cocoon, but the whiff throw, Hala's in a bad situation. He's actually going to be the first blood. It's taken out to the Jimmy. Yellow needs to be going back. Keeps an eye out for the lightning ball, but Nikki's far off mid. And that's going to be a clean 1-for-0 exchange. And less than 2 minutes in. But Tokai in a very bad situation. This has got to be a kill. And there's not much he can do. Yellow taking a lot of damage. Oh, that was an excellent follow-up. All the missiles. But
oh no, they traded.
Yeah, that's still, they took a 1-for-0 and turned it into a 2-for-2. I would definitely consider that worth. That was a very good pickoff on Nikki. They hit all the missiles, and then Jelly splashed him on the retreat, stunning him right in front of the turret so the turret could do the last hit. Now they get the droids pushed up here. Jelly's keeping Hala distracted. Now Hala has to go deal with those droids, so he's like staying alive. He's getting farmed. This is very good. Looking at the builds, we got double region picked up on Genji and Coco. We also got cooldown ball. We got Sage Charga eggs, and Jelly going in. He's just going to backsplash. He's not going to hit anybody. He's just going to hit the droids. The lightning ball is going to hit Tokai. Hala going in, trying to find the throw, but he's going to get charged back inside the Hala. The Monarch Blessing is almost saving him, but it's not going to be enough because the missile barrage is still there to consider. And now the Yellow's trying to contest the mid because they got that 1-for-0, but they're all really low. And Sam is very, very healthy and ready to fight. And Nikki is hanging around close by in case a relevant Cocoon is landed. The airstrike is going to chip Sam down to half. Nikki going to be taking some Tetris damage, but gets the lightning ball off in exchange. Now the blue team, they're going to get back. They're going to recover their health. Hala is back on the field, and they're going to look for the next play.
Absolutely. I mean, like, you've got the red team's actually gone for a lot of sustain here. You got the Jagged Bregs, which is also going to be a little bit extra damage. Yolo's actually going to get thrown, but he's going to be able to charge you a little bit of damage with the Danger Princess Recall. Going to retreat to the bottom turret. Nick, you're going to try and get the lightning ball. Is it going to connect? Is it going to connect? No, it's not. And Yolo's going to be able to get out of there. But now, Tolki, I forget already, he's going to get caught out by Hala and get auto-attacked to death, get punched in the face far too many times. Now this is that's a 1-for-0 there, so the red team's going to try and get some push here. And this is the problem with Serona. It's kind of hard to push on this map just because, like, it's fairly easy to defend those front turrets unless you get absolutely, like, wiped. And, well, I mean, like, if you don't have really good push, it can be kind of a pain. But once you take those front turrets, you're at a huge advantage compared to the other team. Yolo's actually going to get cocooned and then lightning balled. He's going to take a ton of damage. Looks like Hala's going to try and get a nice throw. Yeah, the dream is dead for him getting out of that alive, and he's going to get taken out by Sam's auto attack. Well, we've got Hala actually going to eat that airstrike as well. Sam, ton of damage. Jelly's going in with the tornado, but he's not going to be able to pick up any kills.
This is overcommitment.
Tolki is already dead with the entire red team just still alive, and Jelly's just going to have to back off. Nothing he can do, and now they're going to be able to maybe not take a turret here because that's the main. I've already talked about that problem well enough about Serona, but they're going to get both the droids up to these turrets. They're going to do a bit of damage to the bottom turret. Might actually take the bottom turret.
That thing's dead. Bottom turret is notorious. It's got a lot less health than any other turret in the entirety of Awesomenauts. Like, the easiest to take turret numbers-wise is the bottom turret of Sirona. And one of the things I noticed that Tokai did on that last engagement is he was actually out. He got the airstrike, they got him low, but then he just noticed everyone was so low, and despite the fact that he was only a bar himself, he went in, got really greedy, tried to clean up, and just kind of cost himself his life, which he really can afford, which he might be doing once again, trying to get out, but the paddle of the Genji is going to be the last hit. He's going to be going down once again, leaving the blue team in another 3v2 scenario. There's going to be a Cocoon on yellow. Holland going in, he's going to get a nice throw, but then the missiles off the jump pad is going to lead him to being fragged, and that's going to be put in a 2v2 scenario, but the blue team is a lot less healthy than the red team. The lightning ball just barely missing Jelly.
Yeah, we got the red team trying to get squishy. You got a super droid on bottom, but actually Nikki's trying to chase Jelly here. Jelly's actually going to go down to Sam's auto attack. Sam being the professional kill stealer they are, and Yolo's going to take a ton of damage. She's actually going to go down to Nikki's lightning ball and DOT as well from Blaze. Sam's getting chased by the Tedris, but he does not have the elite Tedris skills in order to secure that kill. He's going to hit the jump pad, but Tolki's actually in kind of a bad spot now. He's going to get Cocoon. Oh, he's dead. Goodbye. Rip Ted, never forget. But Hala, Nikki, and Sam are just going to obliterate this top turret here. It might actually just go down. They don't even need any more droids. With that super droid at the bottom turret, or I guess the middle turret in this case on this map, that's going to be a lot of damage on that turret, as well as the top turret going down. With the red team just already snowballing, they got like a 1.5 level advantage. They got a great amount of sustain and a little bit of damage to back it up as well. Throw damage, lightning ball damage, it's definitely enough to get these kills, and they've proven that with the 9-to-5 kill ratio here for both teams. The Earthquake coming out doesn't have Snare Quick or anything, but the DOT is always helpful. Jelly's going to get thrown, I believe. He's going to take a lot of damage. He's just conserving that dash, or it's on cooldown. It's on cooldown for a second. He's going to try and teleport out. He's actually going to get out and bait out two members of the red team here. Kind of a good play there. And now the red team's going to have to fall back a little bit. They're going to clear these droids. They got a super droid here. Hala's going to throw those droids. The double airstrike and the Tedra shots are going to really help deal some damage to Sam and Nikki, but they're just kind of running in and chasing anyways. And Tolkien knows that. He's got to back up a little bit. Even with stun pack and boots, he doesn't have the best escapes. He's got to be careful he doesn't get cocooned or lightning balled into like just utter hell. Well, YOLO and Jelly are just up top here. Sam's trying to go in with the cocoon or the blessings or something, and he's going to get the cocoon on YOLO, and YOLO's going to get thrown out of charge actually, but he's going to get thrown to the mid jump pad, so he might be able to get away here. But Jelly is going to go down.
I feel like there's a missed opportunity here. When they were on the bottom lane there, Sam used the Monarch Blessing. The entirety of the blue team did not go in at all. They kept footsie nodding around that choke point. Tokai tossed an airstrike there. It didn't hit anything. We didn't see Frog use the Splash Dash at all. And then when he finally used the Splash Dash, instead of hitting where all three of them could have easily done, plus him having an escape route, he landed at Hala's feet, hit Hala only, and YOLO going to be going down there. And Sam by then had the blessing ready again, so there's like no hope of winning that team fight. You have to wait for the Monarch Blessing, and ideally the throwing cocoon to get used, but minimum the Monarch Blessing. Jelly gonna be taking down Hollow while I'm like explaining all this, and then you can go in. Like right now, Jelly's not. Oh well, he's in a bad situation, but like he goes in on Nikki trying to get him low, and then the blessing pops. He has zero chance of winning that team fight. Probably gonna go down here, but he's got a splashback. But like once that blessing is popped, that's like the cue for the blue team to go in, and you know they're going to lose a lot of HP in the process, but they're not going to find a team fight where they won't. In order for them to pick up frags out of just a 3v3 team fight and then find a wipe or even a 2 for nothing or something, they have to go in, they have to tank a little bit. That's where they have a Jimmy for. That's kind of what they have Splash Dash and a Ted for, and you know just be able to out brawl them while that blessing is on cooldown, because the blessing is an auto win team fights right now when you look at the comps. In the meantime, they really don't have much other to do besides just clear. They could try and rush those two guys right now because Genji wasn't there, but now he is. Jelly's Cocoon. He's got Slow Coon. That's going to be absolutely devastating for both Frog and Ted, and mostly Jimmy too. The blessing is there. They're just going to get chipped, and there's going to be the Micey, the Mike Pilot, but there's also going to be the Cocoon. There's the dash. There's no NATO yet. There it is. That's going to be a double kill. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This might just be a wipe. There it is. They win. Two for 3 when they went in after the blessing. They did play it kind of messy, hence the frags, but like they did I do believe that was with them finally playing the comps how they should. They waited till the blessing was done, went in, look what happened. Now they got their first wipe of the game. They're getting their first push of the game. Jelly's not going to get that much off of this, but he is going to be able to get some chip. Nicky's about to be back. He's going to get that about to a 1/3 or 1/4.
No, Jelly, just run. He's
I
just
think he's
trying
trying
to
to bait
teleport
him.
there. Well, there's the splash dash. He's not going to be able to do much with
Yeah.
it, though. He does have the hammer pants and the double damage, but splash dash is not what it used to be. Rip the 550, 240 splash dash, never forget. And double clocks, never forget that, too. YOLO gonna, I think, get thrown there, but it doesn't look like it. I don't know. What is this game? How does it work? And YOLO's gonna try and get the missile barrage. Not much is gonna happen. The airstrike's gonna come out. Not really gonna hit anyone. Hollow's kind of low here. He's gonna get the double throw on YOLO and Jelly. With YOLO and Jelly being super hurt, Jelly's gonna go down to Nicky's auto attack. With the YOLO going down to Hollow's auto attack. And now it's just Tolkien all on his lonesome with no real form of sustain aside from base regen. That turret is gonna go down. He's gonna get lightning balled right here. Oh, it just chased him all the way to the end of the
Freaking
earth.
Nicky.
That's already the end of the game at 10 minutes here. I mean, like, that's just what you, like, Red's team comp is so good. And
Genji
you
Scolder.
were talking about, yeah, but a big thing is, like, you were talking about how Genji and, have to counter-initiate, or, like, excuse me, they have to initiate after Monarch Blessing is used. Genji's just so good at stopping initiations, both, like, with the red team here, you have to wait for, like, 3 cooldowns in order to safely go in, quote-unquote. Like, throw, cocoon, blessing, and then it's just like you're still gonna have to deal with a lot of like hefty auto attack damage and lightning ball on like a 5-second cooldown. And then once the blessing is back, like if you haven't killed everybody yet, that team fight is gonna turn right around and you're gonna get screwed over. Genji is just too good of a pick to get through the drafts, especially on a map like Serona. And when you've got like a pretty versatile team comp like the red team has, the only thing they really lack is like maybe super solid push, but you can't really be too picky with that, especially when you got the Genji anyways. You can just use blessing and body the turrets anyways if you get a wipe. Like I said, the draft was definitely in like the red team's favor here, in Hala, Nicky, and Sam's favor here. But there was still a good effort coming out from the blue team here, from YOLO, Tolkai, I keep forgetting, and Jelly. But good effort, but a pretty short match, but we still have one more match for the stream today. Do you have any thoughts about this match before we close it up?
Well, there definitely was a better comp on the red team. Scolder Genji is immensely powerful, and there's like, you have to be so confident on going in on that. You have to time it right, and Sam was getting all the right items at the right times. That hill blessing just was absolutely devastating. That was like the biggest snowball mechanism that the red team got going. You're already having trouble because of the numerical boss, the cocoon, and the shield, and then you're telling me, the entirety of the red team just gets this instant, 250 something hill burst in the middle of a team fight. Like, if you're already behind, how do you deal with that suddenly coming into the equation? And the answer is like you have to completely bait out that blessing. I mean, numbers-wise, this was a stumpy fight, but there was a lot of times that, they did pick up 9 frags on the blue side. 10-minute, 9-second match, but 9 frags in 10 minutes is not a bad number, especially against, like, Nicky. And the fact of the matter is that they just didn't really play to their strengths that much. They let themselves get baited a lot. They fought a lot when the Monarch Blessing was up and their attacks damage was being reduced, and I think that's the primary reason why they lost. I think while the red team had the better comp, it's the sort of thing where I feel like if blue was learning from their mistakes and like replayed the scrim 3 to 4 times, it would get closer and closer, and then probably lead to the potential of a blue win if they just kept on trying at it. But with that said, we are going to take a short break as we set up our next match. Do not go anywhere, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Scrim Show. I do appreciate your patience on that break. Joining me once again is Ruberancy, not the quite same ring as Body Hunter.
Yeah, my name is just very boring and no one likes it. Just like me. Oh.
XD. Well, before we get into our next match, a session that everybody likes, just as much as we also like you, Barancy, never doubt, is, there's only one thing of which I could be talking about. It's our trivia round, which is awesome. The way this works is we have a piece of Awesomenauts related trivia that we're about to dish out. First person in the chat to answer it correctly gets their name said on stream. And plus, the prize that people actually care about is that they win a piece of Awesomenauts DLC. So, looking at our question today is...
Yeah, make sure you get your Google Fu ready. We got a doozy.
In the background of Sorona, a planet can be seen in the background. I worded that pretty redundantly. What is the name of this planet? In the background of Sorona, you can see a planet in the background. Nice, I'm proud of myself on that one. You always notice that stuff as you actually start to read it out loud. You never noticed it before.
Dude, you gotta make sure you say the same word at least 3 times in every sentence.
In the background of Sorona, if you look at the background, then you can see a planet of... Well, Jambo got it. Well,
Jesus.
It's Planet Curry. That was fast. Jambo is...
God.
Jambo's a better Googler than Kinjim and Yolo is all I can say.
Wow.
It is
I
the
never
planet.
thought I'd see the day.
Right, it is the planet Curry, home to a mammoth-like species. Jambo, we will be sending you a piece of Awesomenauts DLC, but there's one piece of DLC left to get, and it's by guessing the team correctly of our next draft. It is YOLO 6E Inferin versus Badass Ketchup, Pushkin, and Jambo. Yeah. Guys, you can go ahead and start guessing who's going to win. Type red or blue into the chat. You have until the gameplay begins to get your guesses in. Guess correctly after the match, you will be eligible for a piece of DLC. On the red team, you have a band of Leon Lecmillion, and Kaznia, and picking up Yolo on the Penny and 6E, Pelion Century, Fern playing Clunk. Blue team going to be banding out Swiggins, Scolder, and Vinny, and picking up Scoop for Badass Ketchup, Ted for Pushkin, and Jimmy in the Lux 5000 for Jambo. How are you feeling about these comps, Uberancy?
Alright, well, we've got Egawon. I said that as stupidly as possible. So you've got the Invis, and that's always a factor, and that just gives the initiators that little bit of extra power in order to, get some extra punch and, push for those team wipes. But usually you're better off just burning it so that the other team doesn't get it usually. But either way, with the comps here, you've got a hell of a lot of damage coming out from the red team here. Like Penny and Clunk along with a Sentry. Like, that's like half charge Sentry Black Hole plus Pulse plus Nuke equals you're gonna die. You are dead. DED. Dead. You will not survive that. Unless you were like, I don't know, Clunk with Barrier Mag and like 4,000 health. But either way, and on the other team here, we've got a little more balanced comp. You got a little bit of initiation coming from the Scoop. You got some good brawling coming out from the Ted and the Lux. Bit of beefiness as well with 2 tanks on your team. Only thing lacking is maybe the push a little bit, but I feel like that's not a huge issue because they have great clear, so they could just pick up a frag or 2 and then go push those towers. And with their insane tower damage from Lux and, well, not so much Lux, but definitely Ted, they're going to be able to put in some work here. So I'm not sure who's really outdrafted the other here. Maybe I'd put this a little bit in favor of the red team just because that's a lot more sort of insta-give potential, but blue team is definitely a little more balanced here. But we'll actually have to get to the match and see. What do you have any thoughts about the drafts or bans or anything?
I think that red definitely is the more traditional comp. It's easy to see their kill conditions. Sentry gets something, and then YOLO Infer and do a lot of damage to the thing that Sentry got. And excuse me.
Nice.
But anyways. But the thing is, I think the blue team is kind of good counter picks to the red team. You got the hammer that kind of screws up the momentum of the red team as they're trying to go in. I think Ted can deal a lot of damage to this enemy comp. While he can kind of get beat up, especially by Penny, he can also bait the Penny. And that's very important. And then he can just deal a lot of damage with Tedris and Airstrike and his machine gun to the Sentry and Clunk. And then you got Jambo, who's just going to be a pain in the ass. He's going to knock them away. He's going to screw up Black Hole and Explosions. And he can tank. You know, I think this might be a good match for him to go the shield combo on charge, where he gets the pacifier upgrade, which turns all the damage he shielded into a heal at the end of the charge, as well as the shield upgrade itself. And I think that would actually be very, very good for him if he got what's essentially a 90% shield going, because basically if you get the shield upgrade, it takes your shield to 45%. And then if you get the shield heal, self-heal at the end of the charge, I basically think of that as a staggered shield that doubles it, because you're still saving it on HP the strength of your shield. So it's basically 90% staggered shield. And I think that would be very good here. Goes in, lets himself get Black Cold, soaks up the pulse and the explosion. I think he can do it if he builds right, gets the shield upgrades at the right time, gets pills at the right time. And if he does it like that, he should be able to make a lot of room for Scoop and Ted to just go in and do whatever they need to. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put my money on the blue team. If Jambo builds like that, which I have a feeling he will, then I think that it would be very, very hard for the red team to play around that. So with that said, do you have any more thoughts, my friend?
Not really. I'm kind of pleased by the amount of Ted action we're seeing here, and Pushkin is definitely a good Ted. And I agree with what you said there. Didn't they nerf the shielding to be a max of 40%? So wouldn't it be 80%?
No, they haven't nerfed it. They nerfed the shield on the missiles. It was at 40%, and now it's at 30%. But the shield on Jimmy has been untouched for his charge.
Okay. All right. Well then, enough about that. Let's actually get to the match.
Indeed.
Final little match of the Scrim Show.
Scrim Show. I am at the 12-second mark. 3, 2, 1. And we're off. On the red team, you got Furren playing your Clunk, you got Yellow playing the Benny, and you got Sentry being played by 6E6672. On the blue side of things, you got Badass Ketchup, Cold-Blooded Killer in game playing your Soup. You have
the
Jambo
ultimate name
playing your charge. He's looking for the invis charge. Jambo doing the thing. He's gonna miss. He's gonna try that one.
Yeah.
Pushkin playing the Tad. You're gonna see the Black Hole come out. Yellow go in for a pounce. Gonna miss Pushkin. And then already Jambo's taking a lot of damage. They got the beacon placed nicely there. Oh, and Jambo might be the first blood. Just comes down. You got the snare explode on dropping. Bass Kitchen manages to take that into a trade. Takes out Yellow. Furren at half health. Bass Ketchup just going in and getting a fight to start. He's taking a lot of damage. They exploded, missed. Just complete mispredict coming out from the binding. This is going to be a whiff. And yeah, that was definitely an interesting start of things. They have to be careful about that snare explode. This is, in the new patch, you do have your abilities at base. And just, look at just what all everyone's picking up. You have Zuri and Mechanic, you got Snare on Bite, and you got Silence on Beacon, all within the first minute of the game. It's a much more faster-paced game, and it's just like Jambo wasn't used to, someone being snared that early. I'm going to tell you, this patch, I've died to so many clunks because I forgot they could have Snare within the first minute. Oh, and he's going to be caught out. He's just going to take the combo. That was actually a pounce into the Black Hole with Furren just doing the classic explosion follow-up. That was actually some great synergy there, the pounce into the Black Hole. I really, really like that. Now the red team is good. They're in a 3v2 scenario in their favor. They got control of blue team's jump pad. Blue team cannot take it without being gibbed right now. And Jambo's at half health. He's going to consume the health resources. And they're going to get a little bit of chip on that top turret. They're going to take about 3 bars. And yeah, oh, the airstrike going to be a whip. There's the missiles, there's the pulse, and there's the hammer. Early ability is just going to toss down there. There is a Black Hole ready, and Yellow taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to back up. Just doesn't want to get too risky there. There's going to be a Black Hole. Jambo going to charge out of it. Not much happening. 6E taking a lot of damage. He's just going to go ahead, clear that up. Going to go rotate home. And the explosion is going to be a whiff. Furren in a really bad spot. Yellow's there to help, though. Pushkin taking a lot of damage. Yellow does not need to overcommit there. He's going to get a pulse off on both of them to help make them a little bit more uncomfortable about going in. And there is Black Hole's going to be whipped. There's the airstrike. It's going to come out on both Furren and 6E. The Furren's trying to do a little bit of a cheeky teleport bait there. The hammer going to hit Yellow, not him. It's funny how they're practically in the same space. The big fat guy is the one that doesn't get hit. But the blue team has set up the push on the top lane. There's going to be the airstrike. There's going to be the pulse. And there's going to be Scoop going in with the hammer. And they're going to get just a little bit of chip on that top turret. But the way things are going right now, Uberancy, what does someone have to do to secure mid? Like, what is the win condition for each team?
The win condition for each team? Well, the blue team definitely has a... Well, yeah, they have a little bit better structure damage, unless you say get a gun penny, but gun penny was nerfed from 3.5. Here comes the black hole. Actually, oh man, the entirety blue team is going to get caught in it. First going to pick up the explode kill on Cold-Blooded Killer, but Jambo's going to pick up a missile kill in retaliation, with YOLO picking up the kill on Jambo. After he does that, so much death. Fur is on bottom lane now. He's very slow. He's a fat robot, so not much he can do here. YOLO's super hurt, but he's waiting for the creeps, and there's a bunch of creeps in the blue area for YOLO to grab. With Pushkin kind of in a bad spot. He's going to get pounced. Wow, he's going to pounce through the jump pad there. Almost pick up the kill. Like 30 health just before, and he's just barely able to live. Wow, that was... I wouldn't say lucky, but that was very calculated by Pushkin. They're able to survive that initiation. But Cold-Blooded Killer gonna go in. He's gonna go in with the hammer, the very edgy. And so you know what? I'm disappointed he's not using Wraith Lord Scoop right now. Seriously.
Indeed, and Pushkin going to be clearing out those droids there. There's going to be the airstrike. It's going to take out the droids on top, and they're going to be going in. Jambo looking to see what he can get going. The charge ain't going to be much. Look on the builds right quick. Let's talk about that. We see the yellow stoke on the movement speed buff on Hammer, and Hill over time being picked up on Scoop. You got Danger Pins, you got Stump Pack, you got Night Vision Watch, and you got Scoop going in with bindings, and the red team take a lot of damage. And you got Starstorm statue, you got AoE on the auto attack to Clunk. What are you thinking about all these picks, Uberassi?
For the items, Curry Mammoth I think kind of makes sense here because it can help with the snare duration. CC is just like absolute hell for Clunk sometimes because he's so slow and he's got such slow acceleration as well. So if he gets slowed or snared, it takes a long time for him to actually get moving again too, because he just has to like accelerate because he's just so slow. So the Curry Mammoth is going to definitely help quite a bit, and I think it's mostly going to help against the snare, maybe the knockback, maybe he can sort of hover out of the charge knockback, but YOLO's actually going to pick up the kill on Pushkin while I'm talking about this. Cold-Blooded Killer is now stuck in the enemy lines with 60, and YOLO are very hurt. He's going to get the black... Oh no, the black hole is actually going to catch out Cold-Blooded Killer, and YOLO's going to be able to get out alive. Well, he is now silenced up here. He's fighting 6E. He's got the bindings though. 6E is going to go down to the auto attack slashes, but YOLO's going to pick up the kill with Pulse. But YOLO could just barely get away from Jambo here with the mad jukes, the mad air jumps. Well, YOLO is actually chasing Jambo here. Now YOLO's in a terrible spot though. He got a little cocky and now he's going to go down. But Fur's actually got the nuke damage. So one stage nuke damage, he's able to get the snare bite in order to stop Jambo from doing anything there. And then is able to get the nuke in order to just annihilate him. Getting even more kills with just so much death trading just on and off all the time this entire match. Fur's going to try and get the nuke. It's just barely going to miss Pushkin even though he's below in the hidden area.
I really like the idea that Pushkin had, or excuse me, that Fern had there. It missed, but that was that was sick. That was a nice mini-map awareness. It was just kind of more of a whiff than it was, you know, a mystery.
Yeah, I agree. And here we've actually got double Penguin Squire, so he's got plenty of healing over time after using bindings here, coming from Cold-Blooded Killer. I should probably just call him Batter Sketchup, that name is just too great. But so he's gonna get a lot of extra sustain from that bindings, but it's not gonna matter because he's just gonna get nuked to oblivion by the instigate potential. But the triple airstrike on the red team is just gonna do wonders for that Ted. They're gonna do a ton of damage. Red team's now gonna have to back off a little bit, going clear. Well, you've got the Invis Clunk with snare bite and double nuke damage. That is terrifying. That is scary. If he catches out Ted or maybe even Jambo, then well, it's over for them. But it looks like here comes the airstrike and the black hole, but they're both going to miss, although Pushkin was mostly just using it on the droids. 6E has no black hole now, so Pushkin's going to take advantage of that and go in, do a little bit of poke damage with Tedrish and Shotgun. Well, we got Fur actually fighting Cold-Blooded Killer up top here, and here comes the airstrike. Actually going to hit Fur here. Now Fur's going to take a lot of damage. The snare is barely going to miss him. The hammer's barely going to miss him there. But he's very hurt. He's going to have to play it a little safer. But we got Pushkin full health with the Tedris. Going to try and go in and get some poke. We got a lot of different initiations on different parts of the map here, so I'm trying to keep track of both. Lots of poking coming out from Jambo with the missiles, but 60 actually has so little health. He's going to go down to the charge damage. Doesn't even need the danger pins. And looks like he is actually, well, he's dead. So now the red team's had a bit of a disadvantage here, and Fur is going to be a bit hurt. He's going to throw out the taunt, the ultimate mind games. BM. That's how you get into your opponent's head. You just got to make them mad, and then they play worse. But Either way, you got the blue team here. They're pushing the bottom turret. Those Scoop doesn't have the best structure damage, but it's just YOLO here. The pulse is used. He's got like no charges. He's just gonna try and defend. But here comes Fur with so much damage on that nuke there. I almost said
this
Jambo's in a terrible spot. He's gonna go down to the auto attack shots as well as YOLO. But Pushkin's gonna pick up the retaliation kill, but he's very hurt. He's gonna get that nice airstrike on YOLO on that jump pad. It's very hard to avoid that airstrike if you already hit that jump pad. Like almost impossible, unless depending on the character you're playing though, maybe like Froggy. 60's gonna try and get the cheeky teleport silence. Not gonna happen, but there's the nice stun pack actually. Good use of stun pack there, even though I don't like that upgrade too much. He's going to be able to do a ton of damage there, and he's actually defending pretty well. He might be able to save this top tower, maybe not.
He might be able to pick up a frag. Okay, never mind. He doesn't have the health to commit, which is good. He doesn't want to end up a chain B because the last thing the blue team needs is to lose the ability to regroup. And they're kind of trying to charge forward, and they're trying to take the upper lane. We do see Jambo building tanky. He hasn't gotten the shield upgrades that I mentioned, but he does have both stages of heals. He has both stages of life still. The only damage he even has at this point is danger pins. I think if you were to pick up the shields and get Mice to the mech pilot, probably some auto attack damage before he finishes fighting all of that, he could be in a very good spot. And then here's the matchup of Scoop versus Clunk, where Bindings goes in first and barely tickles Clunk, and Clunk explodes, and Scoop has less than half his health, which like half of there's gonna be a 1-for-1. Jambo managed to clean that up. He wanted the frag, I understand.
Yeah.
But still, that explode takes like half of Scoop. It brings Scoop to 50%, which is like 3 kills on any other knot, basically, because Scoop XD. 60 reconnecting the blue team, just gonna leave it below for a second. That is kind of standard courtesy in competitive gameplay. While it's not enforced because it's not practical to do so, no one's typically reconnect killing. They like for everyone to have a fun time. And y'all are going to be going in, trying to take out Jimbo, but he's going to be taking a lot of damage and pushing getting caught in a black hole, but the Bindings is there. The Holy Cup has been picked up by the Scoop, so they're actually getting that hill over time on everyone, keeping the entirety of the blue team healthy, and Scoop's going to get caught out completely. 6E tanking all the damage. Now they get the black hole. That's going to be an excellent 1-2 combo. They kill off Scoop while getting the black hole ready so they can use it on Pushkin. The fact that they were able to kill Scoop without blowing black hole or explode just ended up being spelling disaster for Pushkin, who probably assumed that was all on cooldown. Jimbo going to be taking a lot of damage. He's just down to a bar to having the pulse assassination is going to come from the top. Going to take him out.
Rip. That's
going to be another wipe in favor of the red team. And that is a full 3-for-0. They definitely take bottom turret off this. They're probably going to get the top turret cracked. Here comes the cold blood killer. Badass ketchup coming in the bindings. And there's the airstrike. They're getting them slow. There's a black hole. They got to get rid of the super droid. What a pain in the butt. And that turret is going to get a good third top taken off of it. They get the droids moved up very well on the bottom. And there's going to be a nice black hole coming in from the beacon jump pad. The pulse is going to kill Cold Blood even after he gets behind the turret. There's the explode, and Jambo's going to get caught out. And the pulse is going to be assassination. Now Pushkin might be able to pick up a frag, and there's one kill. That's going to bring it to a 1-for-2. That is still not in favor of blue whatsoever. Numbers alone makes the right team win that. The last thing blue needs right now is even trades, because they need to be able to recuperate, take back some map control. And when they're still getting bullied behind turrets and don't have the teammates to help move out, they're not in a scenario where they can take back the map control. They need to focus on getting these lanes pushed up, find a nice team fight, get all 3 of them together with full health. But that's gonna. Furin has the assassin Clunk. This Clunk being one of those scary things that you always have to watch out for.
Oh, there's the gun penny.
And the airstrike gonna be a whip. Push can take a lot of damage. There's the stun pack. He's just running backwards with the gun, though. There's not much that he can do. The shield has been picked up on the stun pack. So he Pushkin has a little bit of shielding potential there too. It will be a little bit harder to swat him during the team fights. There's gonna be the airstrike. It's just gonna hit 6E. The blue team is trying to find the poke and chip to go in before they commit. But they're really having trouble finding the chip opportunities. Just the way the angles are matching up here. Jimbo gonna try and push Clunk, but Clunk is notoriously difficult to jump because of his fat body and the multitude of little hover jumps that he has. The red team just gonna recuperate their health. Cold-blooded killer going in, and Jambo is with them. The entirety of blue team is making a big play here. This is what they've needed the whole time. The airstrike gonna be the last hit, but Jambo gonna be caught in the black hole, and Fern's gonna do everything he can to turn that into a frag, but at what cost? As he is okay, he's fine. Pushkin is the one that's dead. Is overcommitment there. Committing to a Clunk can be very dangerous because of the immense HP and sustain alone, even if the explode is on cooldown.
Yeah, I could just imagine Cold-Blooded Killer is just like, God, why is my team so bad? I'm the one carrying this team here, because that's just how edgy people think. But here we got Cold-Blooded Killer. He's gonna defend. He's gonna put in all the big plays. He's gonna go in with the hammer and like the 13-second cooldown binding. So that joke is getting old. But he's gonna have to fall back. Well, Jambo is now back to help defend. That the top turret is just barely alive. It's got like a quarter of a bar with YOLO with the gun petty, and this is what I was talking about before. Gun petty is just so good at poking at structures. It's like 176 damage every bullet against structures, and it has a small AoE. But Cold-Blooded Killer gonna go in and get the kill on YOLO. Gonna end that killing spree and pick up a kill for the red team. But that turret is gonna go down for the red team there. That top turret, giving them base exposure here. But Jambo's gonna get caught in the black hole. He can charge out, but he's actually going to eat that nuke still. But he's able to stay away and get safe. But Cold-Blooded Killer going in with the auto attack swings first at a bad spot, but Pushkin is actually in kind of a worse one. But the missiles is going to come out and do a ton of damage. 60's got a fully charged black hole here though. He's got to be careful. Pushkin's rip Pushkin, never forget. Oh, he lived. He lived because of the shielding from Stimpack, and he's able to kill 60 before he can get the telefrag off with that Stimpack machine gun. Too strong, but YOLO's actually chased it with the gun penny. There's the pounce and the pulse. He's going to get that insane combo and kill Pushkin with that. And now we've got Fur going in with the nuke. Not going to do too much, I don't think, but we got Cold-Blooded Killer. He's going to get the nice hammer, and he's going to be able to fall back. Jambo and Cold-Blooded Killer, or Badass Ketchup if you want to be not fun. They're going to have to defend pretty well here until Pushkin comes back. And now Sentry is back as well with that teleport up, so he can just teleport us to the fray as soon as possible. But that bottom turret might actually go down. There's just too much poke from the red team here with Gun Penny. You've got like Clunk missiles. It's just too good against structures. It's kind of ridiculous, and that's what I was talking about with the Gun Penny before. Too good, even after being nerfed. Like, well, not so much too good, but it's like even after being nerfed, it's still very viable and very strong. YOLO's going to go in with the pulse, only going to hit Pushkin there. The amp damage is going to last for a little bit. Pushkin's got to be careful, but he's got most of his health back. Cold-Blooded Killer going in, going to do quite a bit of damage to 6E here. While he is just throwing out those mines here, and with Jambo and Cold-Blooded Killer and Pushkin all on the bottom lane here. Just both teams here just on this bottom lane. 60's going to go with the black hole. It's not going to hit anything. There's the airstrike, not going to hit anything either. Those are two really vital abilities going to whiff there. Two of the biggest damage sources from both teams. But Fur here, maybe he's going to try and go in. He could just go in and try to get a bite, but there's just too much poke from Jambo's missiles. But now that it's off cooldown, there's the black hole. The missed hammer. He's going to get the bite on Jambo, but he's not going to initiate with the explode. Here he is now, but he's going to whiff. He should have just gone in after getting that bite, I think. But Cold-Blooded Killer, Pushkin, and Jambo are all going to stay alive. But Pushkin maybe less so. He's going to get caught in the black hole. That's just going to waste time, really, while the red team is just pushing this base. YOLO and 60, both a little bit hurt, but 60's actually going to be able to teleport out. Here comes Fur with the counter initiation with the nuke. Jambo's going to take a ton of damage. He's got 2 bars here. He's still chasing YOLO, though. The danger pins is going to miss. YOLO just running away. There's the teleport from Clunk there. But 60's going to take a ton of damage. Jambo with 1 bar. But they're not going to trade. Jambo's going to be able to stay alive. He's actually going to hurry back to the base. But YOLO's going to pick up the kill, and Pushkin making it the trade finally, 1 for 1. With YOLO putting in all that work with the gun penny. But here we got Cold-Blooded Killer. He's going in with the bindings. He's got the auto attack swings. The edgiest scoop made of all time. But Jambo's actually going to get caught out. And YOLO, oh, you can't kill Cold-Blooded Killer. He kills you. But Cold-Blooded Killer might actually get killed. I'm a liar. He's going to have to go back to the base there and get some health. Here comes the hammer and the bindings. He's not going to be able to do much, so I think the red team has got this in the bag. You got Gun Penny. It's just too much damage, and that's it. Base is going to go down. The red team is going to pick up the win with 6E, YOLO, and Fur.
Indeed. That was a pretty good match. It was one of those ones that was closer than it appeared once again. I think that, honestly, when you think about it, the primary problem for the blue team, they fell for the black hole and explode combo a bit too many times. 60 was really on point with those black holes. But the thing is, I don't think they had enough damage. Like, around I noticed around the 13-14 minute mark, like, there was danger pins on Jambo. There was I don't believe anything except for I think a stage of the spinny swords, the banner of the triple scoop on Scoop, and Jambo had danger pins, and he had 1 stage of auto attack damage at the very end. Pushkin had Hedgerus, I think a Starstorm statue, and attack speed on Stimpack. And like they're versus Clunk and Sentry, like you don't really get to not pick a lot of damage, you know? And like the times they did pick up frags, it would be like post-deep fight cleanups, but it would be like everyone would use their cooldowns 2 or 3 times. It would take so long to find the frag. So like, yeah. If they had just bought a bit more normally, I guess. Like go your fun unique builds, but just make sure you're getting your damage in the process. Then I think
like
it could have gone a lot
I,
better.
I think Pushkin. There's a couple of things that could have done differently. Maybe instead of pills that early and regen that early, or if you wanted to be a little more cost efficient, maybe just get regen before you get nano repair bots, and then get some auto attack damage, and then nano repair, and then maybe just ignore the pills until you have that damage in order to actually pick the frags. Because Lux's auto attack damage is just so damn good, it's ridiculous. Maybe the bindings damage would have been good. It's pretty expensive though, but with Ted, I'm not so sure about kind of going for the shielding on Stimpack. It definitely helps, I'd say, but you got so much, like, you can just kind of tell looking at the build. Just like, you know, you can see a lot of utility stuff, sort of luxury stuff. Like you got like auto attack speed on Stimpack, you've got shielding, you've got Curry. I think was a good choice though, especially against the Snare Bite and against the Penny. But you could have definitely gotten like you could have gotten like DOT on airstrike, maybe auto attack damage a little sooner than that. Maybe pick up shotgun grenades or something, get more damage sooner, and then go for survivability. Which it just, you know, Ted has so much damage, you really just can't pass up on that. But yeah, Red Team had a pretty solid win there, and they had the majority of kills as well as being a little snowball at the end. But it was fairly close, sort of the beginning to middle of that match. But the Red Team pulled through here with the just insane insta-gib team comp. But with the Blue Team not buying enough damage, I wholeheartedly agree with everything you said. That's it. That's going to be the end of the final match of the Scrim Show for today.
Woo! So, guys, hope you guys had a good time. And we do run this show every week. This is just two scrims that were submitted to us from the competitive community. We do the show once a week, every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 a.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. European time. This video will be on YouTube later. And yeah, check out our other episodes, check out our other content. You can check it all out at Awesomenautsrumble.com. You can also go there if you want to submit a scrim, which we made easier than ever. Instead of having to email us, you just have to go to Awesomenautsrumble.com, and there's a form to just very easily submit viewer links and match IDs. So check it out.
Yeah, we got like all the website and social stuff. We got our fancy new interface for the Twitch stream. It's all down below. Just I'm pointing down. You just gotta go check out all those fancy links, and you will find all the good stuff for the Awesomenauts Rumble website, Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff, as well as the Scrim portal, which we highly endorse. And you can also create your own scrims for you know, if you want to go. It's a great place to just like chat with people and figure out how scrimming in the Knots Drafter works and stuff like that. So just join the Discord, talk to people, figure out how drafts work. Maybe just join one and you see how you do, you know. And if it's a good scrim, send it in to the website here, and maybe it'll end up on the Scrim Show.
Indeed. So with that said, we are gonna head off for the day. I appreciate everyone coming out, and y'all have a pleasant rest of y'all's evening.
Bye bye.